Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. ثم الحمد لله الذي بعث في الأميين ورسول منهم يدعو عليه آياته ويزكيهم ويعلم الكتاب. الحمد لله. الحمد لله الذي يهدي من يشاء صراطا مستقيم. نحمده ونصلي على سيدنا محمد ورسوله الكريم ختما برحمة العالمين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمد عبده ورسوله. قال الله تعالى: ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين هم يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم أولئك هم مفلحون. صدق الله العظيم. My dear beloved Muslims, today I want to address you on the topic of the power of faith. And I begin by reading the first 5 ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah, which is the opening, which is like the answer to the question in the request in Surah Al-Fatiha, where it's like to guide us to show us the straight way. And therefore, the Surah Al-Baqarah begins by stating, Alif Lam Mim, A-L-M. That is the book. That is the book. No doubt in it, guidance for those who are regard for those who are conscious in particular of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then it goes on to say, and those who believe in the unseen or the ghaib, and who establish salah, and who spend or give out of what we have provided for them, they are the ones who spend, they give of their wealth. And those who believe in what was revealed to you and what was revealed before you, and of the hereafter, the life after, they have a surety. They are those who are on the guidance of Huda from their Lord, and they are those who are successful. So the Qur'an, Then, my people, I want today to address the area, I said again, of faith, and I want to address it in this light. I'll give you some clear examples. A little less than a year ago, we came before you and we talked about the purchase of West Oak Lane Church of God in Christ. And at that time, they were asking, that was $4.5 million. And we negotiated with them and they agreed to sell everything over there on both sides of the street going down Langston Pike for $2 million. Now, we didn't have any $1 million. All right, we didn't have, you know what I mean? We was talking like we had something, we didn't have nothing, but we had faith. And I remember talking with some of the leaders. I said, look, it's time for us to challenge ourselves, because a lot of us say we believe. A lot of Muslims can tell you how they believe in Allah and how they make the salah and how they do this and they do that. But the demonstration what Islam had, especially in this city, is a far cry from serious faith. We do things that is easy for us. We get storefronts, fix them up, put the name of Allah on it. We get houses and fix them up and put the name of the Prophet Sallallahu or some other, we get a warehouse or something like that. And I said, this is not, as I understand Islam, this is not what Islam is all about. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the Qur'an as a transforming book. It transforms the individual, and that has been the only miracle of our Prophet Sallallahu. we must see miracles coming from those who say they believe in Allah and His Messenger Muhammad. Because to say you believe in Allah and still wallow in the area of really self-doubt. We doubt the power of Islam. So we spend our time arguing with each other on who's on the haq and who got the proper adab and who's, different things. But when it came down to it, we're always in the same situation. An unestablished Muslim community in Philadelphia who thought it was enough to just do Islam on what was easy, but never a demonstration of our faith. So we began this effort, which really is a continuation of a number of efforts, even to get at this facility. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that is the book, there's no doubt in it. What that says is if you have a doubt, the doubt's in you. What this book says, what this book guides you to, if you follow it and don't hesitate and procrastinate and still act as if Islam could only be great in the past. We can talk about how great the Prophet was and the Sahabas and the Tabi'een and the Tabi'een, but we have no demonstration of success of Islam here in the city of Philadelphia by those who have formed the African American Muslim community. History has shown that we've come up, we have multiplied, we're all over the city. You can't drive around certain areas of Philadelphia if you think you have got up the wrong country, right? But when you go to our places of worship, you say, oh yeah, I know where I'm at now. African Americans who talk loud and say nothing. So when we made this call, I thank Allah that many of you and many of those ones who are not here, they're down at we're going to be at the festival. I think they got moved to the Claremont School, Messi, Philadelphia. So those of you who are here, you're going to get an introduction. Inshallah, next week when we're back, we will go further into this. But I want to just talk about the power of faith. When God says that is the book, this is the book, depending upon how you translate that. La rayba fi. Rayba deals with the doubt that comes when there is moral inconsistencies. In other words, let me show you how rayba works. If something is haram in Mecca, it's haram in the United States. There's no moral inconsistency within Islam. You can't say selling lottery tickets is halal in the United States because you own a business, and you can't sell lottery tickets in Pakistan or Egypt. No. So no wonder if Muslims got that type of moral inconsistency, it's no wonder when you look around the world where Islamic nations are almost at a beggar state when it comes to Western nations. Their foreign aid is no different when you and I get welfare. How is it that some people can take this religion and build great civilizations, and we have the same book, the same messenger, Muhammad Abdul-Aleem? Why is it that they can do all those things and we got the same book, the same messenger, say we believe in the same God, and we struggle to do the basic things? La rayba fi, the doubt. What goes against faith is doubt. When you doubt something, you say you believe, but you're very cautious as to how you approach people. All right, you're not convinced that what you have is the winner, no doubt, hands down. You're not convinced of that. But what better miracle for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do in this modern time to take people like that, people who get the Qur'an, but got so many issues in their lives, black man, Negro, American, whatever issues, and have them begin to take this religion and begin to nurse with it, begin to grow with it, so eventually you overcome your Negro sensitivities. You overcome your issues that you have as a black man or as an Arab or a Pakistani. Muslims have a serious self-image. And those who go on Hajj, you know there is a hierarchy. You can see that the Saudis and the people who speak Arabic on one level, then the people who don't speak Arabic, people who come from Nigeria on a level, people in Indonesia on a level. You can see it right there. Muslims have accepted the idea of class even in Islam. And you know, if you've been on Hajj, you know that unless you exert yourself as an American, they treat you like a second-class citizen, even in Mecca. In fact, you have to exert the fact that you're not an African. If they think you're an African, nah, they're not giving you the same respect. So understand this, let's not sugarcoat where we at. We're in a world that has been dominated by white supremacist thought, and Islam comes to bust that up. But too often we as Muslims have not addressed this. That's why you see in the Islamic world, too many of the Muslim nations are considered failed states. If you make a list, you go on the internet and look at the number of failed states, countries that have failed to take care of the basic needs of its membership. Brother, you can't put your feet like that. All right. Who failed to address the basic needs of its citizens. You find at the top of the list, probably the first 10 all Muslim states. Somalia, Ethiopia, Djibouti. All right, you go through the list. Go through the list. And if we were a state, we'd be in the same, we'd be on that list too. Because we have failed to address the needs of the Muslim community right here in our own environment. How often have you gone down to social welfare and saw Muslim sisters all in the car getting welfare? How often have you gone to the justice system and find people with Muslim names and big kufis getting ready to be locked up, stealing, selling drugs, etc.? How often have you gone to the prison and see people who now they're dealing now because they're locked up? All right? How often have you gone to the public schools and see people who say they're Muslims, his brothers got on kufis, young girl got on scarves or whatever, acting like the best among the jinn, the wildest, the most destructive. All right? I can go down the list. But somebody had to establish a model. And say Islam is not all this negativity you see. Islam is a transforming religion that takes people out of their state of backwardsness and give them a light and civilization that shows they have faith in what God says, and they become a modern day miracle. Brothers and Muslims, I submit to you that when God says no doubt, when we begin this process of acquiring the necessary money to purchase that property, many of you doubt it. As Allah says in the Quran, I think in Surah Hujurat, He says, among the believers are those who have given to the extreme. The others still wait, they're hesitant. Right? But Allah will fulfill His vow. But Allah promised the believers in Surah An-Nur, the 55th ayah, he says, Allah will establish His religion. It didn't say it was going to establish in the Middle East. We call that the Islamic world. No, it says it's going to establish His religion in the land built arch. So wherever Muslims are, they are obligated to establish Islamic life in a community. And it begins to establish in masjids, schools, businesses, and political clout. Yeah, many of us here don't even vote. All right? So you don't count. There's many of us here who are comfortable with going out hustling on the street when you live in the biggest and greatest economy in the world. And you're satisfied with selling bootleg DVDs and CDs. All right? So somebody said, no, we will not be satisfied because God said, La rayba fi. This is the book, and it is guided. La rayba fi hudan lil muttaqin. Guidance for those who are conscious of God. All right, who's conscious of God. And then it goes on to say, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. How many of us believe in the ghaib? You know, when I told the brothers, look, I was sitting at the table talking to these people, and they finally came to an agreement in terms of numbers. I was sitting over there at the building this last night, in the business office, in the conference room, sitting there. Same spot I sat before. I think when I told Imam, man, look around the table, I can see the Lord blessed us with men. Well, none of us had $1 million. That's more $2 million. But we had one thing in common. We were men who had great faith. We believed in the light. And all we wanted from them to give us was the agreement of sale. Right? We'll put down 20,000. They didn't go for that. They gave us 9 months get the rest of the money. They said, we'll give you 50,000. See, money we can come up with, they wouldn't agree with that. So we went back and said, look, if we can just get agreement of sale before Ramadan, we should be able to raise them. We have enough faith in the believers, not just here in Philadelphia, but around the country, and people that we know. We can come up with the money. They still wouldn't give it to us. Now, we're saying all this, I'm sharing with you an intimate situation, because believe in the light. Let's make this, let's translate the Quran in real terms. Believe in that which is yet not realized, but you can sense it. We could sense it. This was the time. We were the men who had to make a difference in this city. We all had that look in our face of determination that somehow we're going to do this. I said, brothers, we're going to do this. At that point, my people loving my witness, I had not seen the place. I was one of the last ones to actually see it. I talked about it, but I hadn't been inside. But as I looked at the faces of the brothers sitting around the table, I said, these men are ready to do something big. I didn't see a doubt in anybody's eyes. I didn't see a wavering. I didn't see anybody looking down at the floor and, I don't know what Brother Aleem was talking about. No, nobody was mumbling. It was, we can do this. We can do this. That's all I heard, we can do this. Now, wallahi, brothers, they did not give us a agreement of sale until this year. We went a whole, 9 months, we started meeting every Saturday morning from 6 to 8. We formed this special project committee, and we would meet and discuss how we're going to raise the initial down payment, how we're going to get the believers that especially go buy in. We believe in the light. But what we believe that in each and every one of us was the better Muslim that we would demonstrate. We believe that in each and every one of us was the Muslim yearning to express the greatness of Islam and come out of this pettiness that some of us have gotten lost in. Whether or not you got a beard, or whether or not you put henna in your beard, whether or not you got on a throw, whether or not you got on a suit. That's secondary fake issues, brother. You got to first establish Islam in a dignified way. Then you can get into these secondary issues of whether or not you're on the hop, or whether or not you got this delil. But in the meantime, we all got nothing, brother. What do we have to show for all these years? Some of us have been in Islam for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. What do we have to show? Right? We can sit around and debate and argue and all kind of stuff, but when the deal was over, we're still in the same situation. So the challenge was to believe in the light, unseen, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us the help we need. Because many of us say we believe in Allah. We believe in Allah as some petty God, not the God who created the universe, not the God who brought the revelation of Muhammad and it transformed him, and his message was so brilliant and so bright, the light he brought would touch us here in the ghettos of America and get us moving after the 14th century. Very few of us really believe in that God. We still believe in, God called day. Well, they're not going to let you, Brother Imam. They're not going to do this, Brother Imam. Who the hell is this God you're talking about called day? I read the Quran over and over and over and over and over again. I've never seen a God called day in the Quran. We spoke of this God called day in mystic terms. Afraid to say about that boldly on the faith that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fulfills his promise. Allah has never let down the believer. God says in the Quran, Allah says, the believers are already successful. Already successful. Why? With faith. All right? I said, well, let's go at this. Because we finally got the people who understood that it ain't about personality, it's about a common vision. When men and women link on to a common vision and persist on it and consistently work on it, God makes the whole universe come and aid you. We got people coming, people I haven't seen in years, brothers I haven't seen in years. Brother man, I got 10,000, 50,000, I got 100,000. People I haven't seen in years are coming up with money because they understood that we were not going to compromise anymore with mediocrity. We insist on, look, let's hold the line. Because all this BS the Muslims are playing right now, they will die off and Islam will have no more establishment than what we had up to this point. Unless some of us break the gravity of mediocrity. You know, it wasn't smooth. It wasn't like it was smooth sailing. We had a lot of bumps in the road. That didn't mean we gave up. We had a lot of critics. You know, we big on what's wrong, why it won't work. Brother says, I know it won't work. If you keep that attitude, show me how to make it work. All right? I want men and women around me who are looking at how to make a big idea a reality. They don't want people around me telling you, you know, brother, man, and the believers, everybody's poor. Look, let me tell you, you so poor, you pay your cable bill every month, pay your mortgage every month, you go out to eat every month, every day. How you so poor and you living so well? Challenge us. Challenge us to know that those who are going to step forward are going to step forward. Those who are not going to step forward are going to step forward anyway. All right? Because their religion, their concept of God is small. It's very small. Here we got the name of law in a building like this. This was a juvenile child furniture store. Take the name off it, it's still a juvenile child furniture store. And that's nice. I mean, nice wall we painted, put the wall there, put the rug down. But Allah be my witness. And those who have known me for the last 30, 40 years know that I've never been satisfied with this. Because I know the power of Islam. I've seen the power in my own personal life. I sat with the kings of Saudi Arabia. I sat with the ulama during the go. I sat with the best and the brightest of Islam, and I wasn't overwhelmed by them. There were no supermen. They were men like me. They live and die. The problem was convincing you that you are more than what you give yourself to. How you say you believe in the Prophet ﷺ and God says to him in the Quran, Kul ana basharun mithlukum. I'm a human being just like you. All right, I can tell you believe in the Prophet ﷺ. You try to put him on this esoteric level so you don't have to live up to it. When you say you believe in Allah and His Messenger, that means that you accept the responsibility to carry on this work long after the Prophet ﷺ is gone physically from this earth. Because you have adopted the same vision, the same drive, the same passion, the same tenacity of will that you won't give up. How many of us willing to work for 10 years? At the end of that time, we got nothing but a few pieces of paper with some words on it. And then they take all our belongings and send us out in the desert without a faithful companion. At the time, I'm about to write the alarm. That's all you got. After 10 years of working. How many of you willing to do that? No. He went through that. And then, by Allah's grace, because people were willing to do what many of us won't do. I was talking about this at the special committee meeting. You know, what's wrong with a lot of Muslims today? You have never taken an oath of allegiance to anything. You've never taken a bay'ah. I'm sticking with this. I'm putting my life on the line, brother. Life, as we used to say in our first development. Word is my bond, and bond is my life. I'll give my life, but my word shall fail. This is how we remember. Some of you remember this oath we took. Nowadays it's inshallah, bukhara. I'm saying maybe, I really don't know. What he's really saying. I said when we get to the point, we're really serious about establishing Islam, we'll come out of this common law wedding Islam. Common law marriage, you know how common law marriage? The brother lives with you, take advantage of your favors, I use that term. But he won't commit to on writing. So as soon as you get married, what do you do? I'm leaving Essence, man. She ain't on the deed. You live with her for 10 years, take advantage of her 10 years, you got 3 or 4 children. Now when you get married with her on some tribute, she ain't really on the deed. That's how you have approached Islam. Common law, Islamic life. But look at this, look at the seerah of Prophet Muhammad. When he knew he was moving from Mecca to Medina, they had the treaty of Aqaba, the pledge. They took it off under the tree. And said, and the Prophet said, y'all know what this means, right? When you say that you're going to be my supporter, you say there's no God Allah, and I'm His messenger. He said, you know what this means? He said, it means war with the other tribes. It means the loss of life. It means the loss of family ties. You know what you're getting into. There ain't no game. We come to Islam now, think about it. What evidence do you have in your personal life that you really believe in Islam? What do you do? Your faith is questioned because you got a lot of doubt. Your salat is weak because what do you pray for? What What can you say you have prayed for that have been manifest in your life? And when it comes to the cat, it's almost unheard of. I was telling some scholars, I said, look, let me explain something. We don't have to wait a year to give us a cat. Get back got quiet. I said, well, at the time when people were calculating the cat in the past, they were farmers. They couldn't pay money until they sold their goods at the marketplace. That was the annual event. Now tell me, how many of you don't know how much you make a year? When you take a job, they tell you, you're going to get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000, whatever amount a year. They tell you you're going to get it in increments of what? Every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks, or whatever. You know that. So why we got to wait to get the cat at the end of the year when you know every week what you got to, so you can figure it out. But inshallah, when you share this with you, we're going to have some classes as we move to our new facility, inshallah, help you understand the cat. Because many of us have established, alhamdulillah, our prayers, but we have failed to establish the cat. Now your prayer is for you personally. Your faith is for you personally. Your salat for you personally. But your zakat is for the community. And we got to stop this common law, how I feel Islamic life. Those of you who are going to move with us to the next level, we move to our new facility, and those of you see it, and we're working on some designs to share with you. You got to be willing to commit. You ain't ready to commit? Oh, you still come to mass and all that? No, we're not saying that. But you what I call fringe Muslims. Friends, those ones on the fringe. You won't be those ones in our intimate meetings planning for how we're going to expand biological ways to be over that whole neighborhood. But the house over there, we can get everything. But it takes men and women who are committed. Those who have this weak, wishy-washy Islam, they love it. See you, but I wouldn't want to be. Because to have this great religion and to play with it like some of you do, you are missing out on, you would miss greatly, big time. Because once you come to Islam and really see his power, see his majesty, you can't hardly sleep at night. Try to come up with new ways to express the dynamism of this religion. In this America, you really have no competition. The real doubt is in us. When you guys start talking to me about that at a union meeting with some of the top union people, I said, well, we have this function. I want you guys to go, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, everybody. Everybody, I want to come. Because they have nothing on the table. They have ran out of ideas. We got to stand for what we got with. What I'm saying, we got to learn that what Allah has blessed us with is the winner. No doubt. Look what it has done for us. Individually, look in your own life. Go back in the privacy of your own house and think about where were you at before you came to Islam. But also remember with gratitude the promises you made. And then once Allah brought you safely out of your situation, many of you forgot the pledge you made to Allah. Not to Abdul-Aleem or Masjidullah. Oh Allah, if you bless me to get out of this, I won't ever do that again. As soon as you got safely on the land, Allah says, they walk with it, they never call it. This is Qur'an. So brothers and Muslims, believe in the light and establish prayer. See, when you're struggling for something, you got to pray hard. You got to pray with conviction. You can't be just, you got to pray, oh Allah. You got to say every word, show me, guide me to the right way. I don't want to keep making mistakes. Right? You got to pray with that conviction. You got to believe that what you are praying for has already happened. Right? In the space-time quantum, Allah has no limit to space-time. He says, and when you have that understanding, my dear brothers and sisters, you'll see a change first in your own life. You pray with meaning. You focus on what you're going after. You don't give up. I said it 1,000 times or more. God says, from the Qur'an, he says what? Laysa lil-insani illa ma sa'a. There's nothing for the human being, what? Except what he goes after. And the fruit of his striving will soon be seen, be realized. In other words, when you go after something with that type of conviction, that type of drive, you see it. I say again, I didn't even go into the building and the facility until after the believers went in. I was determined by Allah's grace to sell you this idea, sight unseen. Sight unseen, why? Because if you gotta always see things when you do it, now my question to you right now is this. How many of you who have seen the building, who have walked in it, have envisioned what it is, how many of you now ready to do something bigger than that? Because that building, as it is now, is still a church in transition. We will not be satisfied praying in a church. We have to make it a masjid. And I told one of the brothers, look, when you go around the Islamic world, Allah bless me to travel. Every city has a grand masjid. Every city. Everywhere you go, they got these fabulous masjids that represent like the heart of the city in Muslim countries. We want the masjid to be the grand masjid of Philadelphia. In other words, to be the location destination. I know that's bold for many of you. I ask the brother, like, why are you saying that, brother, man? Somebody got to be it. Why not us? Why don't we have the type of masjid where people come into it? Number one, they know that these people are serious about their religion. Because attached to the masjid is the school. Not only are we giving the word of God on Jama'ah, and we're giving the understanding of this every day to our children. That Islam comes to give us a competitive edge. Islam comes to give us a competitive edge. We want to be winners. The ayah goes on, it says here, it says, Ula ala hudan min rabbihim. That they are those who are on the right guidance. And wa ulahum muflihun. And they are the ones who are successful. We don't want to have this idea, which I see a lot of Muslims around the city, the idea that you think that somehow money is haram. And there's some type of honor in being poor. That ain't Islam. Where you get that from? Islam comes to enrich you. God said, وَدُّهَا وَلَيْلِ إِذَا سَجَدَ مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. God said, by the glorious one at night, and the night when it's still, your guardian Lord has not forsaken you, nor is he displeased. Further he said, وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. And the future will be better for you than the present. That's what God said. So you're reading these words. Do you believe these words? Do you actualize these words? Do you try to demonstrate these words in your life? Because God goes on to say, He found you an orphan, people without leadership. Translate the thing so we can understand it. Well, and it said He gave you an awwah. An awwah, they translate sometimes, I translate that as being a shelter. The shelter for us is not a physical shelter, much as a language shelter. Because we have so many negative thoughts in us. We need to have a more positive, self-fulfilling language we're talking to ourselves with. And we have to have institutions. When you see that, I was at the masjid the other day, it was Thursday, Wednesday. And it was the brothers and sisters, I would imagine that was his wife, he had two sisters and about 4 little children. And they were all in God, alhamdulillah. But I see that they felt, I saw the children looking at, Daddy, that's the masjid. They were like all so excited. They came in and said, I'm like, brother, man, I didn't know who they were. Well, y'all didn't know who they were. But I felt good that Muslims, who may not come necessarily and hear the message, that you hear them not here now. But the building itself gave them a message. That these people are serious about their religion. Now, you may have issue with the way I get khutbah, the issue with this and that. But when it comes to demonstrating Islam, bring me those who doing something better. Show me what other Muslims are doing that speaks to the dignity of all of us. What school of thought you follow? What has been done in this city by people who in many cases wrote off is the modern day miracle that Allah is still present in the life of man. That's true. Allah is still present in our lives because we believe enough to put our money where our mouth is. A lot of people can talk. They got all kind of, they live. But how many are willing to put up, and therefore they should shut up? And we invite all of you, come join this effort. Make your contribution. Because we believe, no doubt, la rayba fi, we'll be successful because Allah has decreed, not for us. Many of us got gray hairs, we've been older. We're looking at long after we long, dead and gone. Our children and their children's children will remember this work. What broke the gravity of mediocrity in the American Muslim community in Philadelphia? They would go back and say, look, now, we never would have thought they were the ones, because they didn't speak a whole lot of Arabic, they didn't wear the thole, they didn't do this and that. But those brothers, they broke the gravity. And they challenged all of us to come out of our slumber of mediocrity Islam and begin to say, Islam means more to us than just a casual Friday demonstration. We put our money where our mouth is. Not a whole lot of money, we struggle, yes, we struggle. But brothers and Muslims, I submit to you that until more of us take that bay'ah to the vision of establishing an Islamic community that will dignify all of us, we'll continue to suffer. But we have broken the gravity. We have broken the gravity. And we're inviting all of you, come join us. Take part in this transforming moment in the history of Islam here in Philadelphia. Come and witness the power of faith. Look what faith has done. When others doubt, we went forward. When others hesitated, we rushed ahead. When others put their hands in their pocket, trying to hold their money down, we opened here. This is what we have for Allah's pleasure. And we invite all of you to be a part of this. But I say again, not for us. This is for Allah's glory. We are but mortal. We know we're going to pass away. Ain't no doubt in our minds. There's no way out of this reality. You got to die. But your work and your work can live on if you're a part of something that is a demonstration of your faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The brothers and Muslims, we make the dua. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Our Lord grant the best